Leave the World Behind arrives on Netflix, and if I wasn't already paranoid, I definitely am now. Leave the World Behind just arrived on Netflix, starring Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke, Mahershala Ali, and Myha'la, and it's based on a novel. I have to say, I've never read the novel. I do know that they do make some changes, like many movie adaptations of novels, and this is a very interesting film, to say the least. Will it be for everyone? No, it might be a very polarizing film. Will many people accept the ending? That's hard to say. I say go in with an open mind. This is a very timely thriller for the 2020s, with a post-COVID world, with misinformation, with the internet, with the rise of AI. So much of this movie is relevant, and it really just makes me nervous, to say the least, because I can imagine it happening like this. Pretty much, Julia Roberts and Ethan Hawke play a married couple. They have a son and daughter, and they want to get away from the city, so they go take a vacation on Long Island. And they rent out like this house, this Airbnb, so to speak. Upon their visit there's some strange things going on. And that night, Mahershala Ali and Myha'la are a father and daughter who are basically the owners of the house that allow people to stay at their house. They said, hey, we just came back from the symphony. There was a blackout in the city. Can we stay here? It's this father and daughter and this couple who are stuck in this house while crazy events happen outside. And that's all I'm going to get to with spoilers. It really is like a disaster end of the world type of film, but I'm not going to tell you how. Go in and find out for yourself. That being said, I feel like Sam Esmail directed a wonderful film. I love his direction here with zooms, with transitions, the chapter interludes. This also has one of the best sound designs, I think, with Oppenheimer for the year. When you listen to it on a stereo, watch it at night, it's very eerie. I was on the edge of my seat. This was a thriller. It clocks in at about 2 hours and 47 minutes, and some of it goes by fast. Other parts are kind of slow, before it gets to like another twist. And I'm not going to say this is the most perfect movie. It does have its flaws, but it's an engaging, entertaining movie and a timely film. And I like seeing Julia Roberts back in a role like this. It's more of the thriller stuff, like Flatliners, Conspiracy Theory, or Sleeping with the Enemy. It's not going to be Pretty Woman or My Best Friend's Wedding, Julia Roberts. Ethan Hawke, again, chooses great projects, much like The Purge, Daybreakers, Predestination. And then Mahershala Ali is a fantastic actor. I love him. He is a wonderful actor, and he brings a lot to this role. It really plays upon people's fears of not only the unknown, the uncontrollable, but fears within each other. Can you trust these other individuals? Are individuals who they say they are? Is what's going on actually happening? They play a lot with paranoia in this film. And there's some really, really weird occurrences that go on, some trippy sequences. And I think that adds to the movie with the paranoia and trying to figure out what's going on, It's interesting seeing this teenage son kind of like have a crush on this man's daughter, having the younger daughter wanting to watch Friends. She escapes through binging stuff. What happens when there's no Wi-Fi, no internet? How do people react, Is all this technology a good thing? Is it bad when it's suddenly either gone or used against you, They explore a lot of those themes in this film. And I could relate to that because I remember on the start of COVID, I was watching Friends on HBO Max. So I could kind of relate to like nostalgia. And it does kind of show that in our society of like, do we really like or trust each other? We have these fears and paranoias with each other now in our culture and society. And it really plays upon a post-COVID world in a way. And I also like how it plays with our ties to technology. Is like, what do we do? How do we function, And it really makes me want to go out and get all the supplies I need in case an end of the world event happens. We also have a cameo from Kevin Bacon. The score is also very well done with the sound design, the tension. Also with the music, this has a wonderful soundtrack, and more specifically, Kool and the Gang. I love hearing an underrated Kool and the Gang song at the beginning, as well as Next and other music. Now, has there been previous post-apocalyptic films that have done stuff like this? Yes, but this kind of like reinvents the wheel just a little bit for our current time. And the ending is going to be very polarized. I'm not going to give it away, but I like the use of lyrics with a certain song from the Rembrandts. And I think ultimately, even though it ends abruptly, it's about like, in the midst of chaos and the world ending, people seek nostalgia. whether that's a nostalgia for a forgotten time or a nostalgia for a time that never really existed. And I thought that was very fascinating because there's a lot of themes that could be applied to our world now, and especially during like the pandemic era. I didn't want it to end. It's not that it's a bad ending, it's just that like it just ends abruptly where I'm like, that was it. I really wanted to see the aftermath. Even though they explain what the aftermath might be, I still wanted to see it because the actors were that good and it was so engaging where I just really wanted to spend more time here. I think this would be wonderful if they adapted it to a mini series or a limited series, like for a couple of seasons, you know, like maybe an 8 to 13 episode series. I could see this going on as a series exploring. But overall, I thought it was a good time, and it's on Netflix. So if you have Netflix, you don't want to go pay so much for the theater, you could watch this. Now, some people may feel like they wasted their time, and I can understand that. This movie was not going to be for everyone. It can be very polarizing. But as a fan of like dystopian thrillers, I like this. I like seeing what these group of people would be like, you know, when the end of the world is near, and their relation to not only each other and their previous lives, but like going forward when the worst case scenario has happened. Let me know your thoughts on Leave the World Behind, what you thought of it down in the comments below. Be respectful to everyone out there. In the meantime, stay safe and healthy. Check out these other videos for more content. Till next time, everyone.